Welcome back to the channel. This is Wasabi. We're on the Mountain Pass map and we're following Centurion Mark 64 in his Panzer 5.4. It's heading to the ice road. Now, if you're not familiar with this tank, this is a premium tier 5 tank. It's not on sale that often. I think the last time it came out was on the black market. You can see it's got the hull of the Panther, which is the Panzer 5 part, and it's got the turret of a Panzer 4 with a 75mm gun. So in this guy's, it's a tier 5 tank, and he's top tier, and he's coming down the ice road, which is one particular way this map gets played, typically with heavy tanks, but we'll see what happens here. So he's using his mobility, getting up to just over 60 kilometers per hour going down the hill. It's getting about 55 on the ground. Just come up to a point where you would expect to see tanks come around the corner and just waits to observe anything. It doesn't spot anything, so he's moving across the road here to basically get safe again from any tank destroyers that might be hiding at the back that he hasn't spotted yet or hasn't spotted him. And just coming up to this next corner here where you might come across a tank coming down the hill. In fact, there you go, there's a bot tank. The DW2 is a tier 4 tank, just starting to do some damage to Centurion. The turret on the Panzer 5.4, as I said, is weak, but the other aspect of these tanks, the AI tanks, is they will fire premium rounds if they are not getting any results. So at the moment he's managed to reduce the health of that DW2 by setting it on fire. Now there's a Type 95 at the back, that won't have a very accurate gun, so he probably is not too worried about it from that distance. But it's racking up some good damage. These Type 95s are pretty much HP pinatas, and he's dealt with that. And obviously there's the DW2 doing standard AI maneuvers of running away and showing their rear and sides, which doesn't really help them at all. He's just bounced around off him. So that's the DW2 disposed of, and now he comes around the corner. There's an AT2, which is a tier 5 tank destroyer, British line. It's got the gun equivalent of the Matilda, so fast firing but low alpha. But he's using premium rounds there, APCR rounds, to ensure he gets penetration, but probably not necessary with the Panzer 5.4 if you aim correctly at the turret. So since lost a fair bit of health there, he's down to about a third of his overall health. So he's just wary, he doesn't want to push straight into that tank. He wouldn't survive to try and drive up to under its gun, so he's just coming around the corner looking to see whether it gets spotted, which he doesn't, particularly after firing that shot. So it's probably pretty safe to move in. And his team's got the upper hand here. They're only one tank up, but they're a significant amount of hit points difference. But now they can come up close to the base and start to put some cap pressure on if they want to basically change the plans of the enemy team. So it gets up here, it finds an M8A1, which is a tier 4 tank destroyer. Pretty much firing HE and doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but takes a little bit of hit points off him. And he's now, again, just knowing that he's been spotted, doesn't know, apart from the AT2, doesn't know what else will be up on the plateau there. So it's just waiting to go dark, and also potentially for the Su-85 to push up, who's pretty much a long way behind him. Not going to be of much assistance to him when he comes up to the top here, but Centurion decides to move up here, see what he can spot, or in fact if he gets lead as well. So he's just putting up here until he can see anything, and he gets spotted there, and he also spots the Su-85. Now he's just coming up here using his gun depression to line up on the Su-85. It's got a pretty high alpha gun for its tier if he's got the top gun on it, but it's not clear there. The round did bounce off. Looked like 108 potential damage there. So I'm not sure if that's the top gun or not. But nonetheless, he's got 3 kills so far and nearly 1400 damage. And then he notices the AT2 basically is turned around and is facing to the north. So there's definitely the threat coming from that direction as well. So he's turned around to face that, and Centurion gets his side and is basically taking a lot of damage out of him. In fact, all the damage that he sustained is done more to the AT2, and he just puts in the killing shot. Finally, his SU-85 partner comes up to help him, but he now takes a hit from behind. There's a Wolverine from the enemy team down below. His team have consolidated that advantage. They've got a 3-tank lead, but the team started to cap as well, which probably helps him. But he can't really afford to take too many hits from that Wolverine, so he's pulling back. Doesn't want to make a combat of it straight away, and he's pulling back to keep his front facing the Wolverine in case he rushes up. The grill gets taken out by the AT2 on his team, so there's no threat from above. Probably being an SPG, the only threat would be if he tried to dive off the top of the thing onto Centurion. But now we've got 3 tanks capping, and it looks like they will cap out. And here comes the Wolverine. So Centurion comes around to take a shot, gets one in on the Wolverine, and now he's got a glimpse of him on the other side of the rock here, so he shoots one shot, takes a hit from the Wolverine but gets the killing shot in, so that takes him up to 5 kills. I'm not sure if he'll get the opportunity to make a Top Gun out of this. Now there's only 1 tank now, just as I was talking, the main threat from the enemy side, the Type 234, and I won't give any clues as to who that was in that game, but he's just been taken out. And the AMX 40, there's no other tanks around him. So that's the game, win by capping. So let's take a look at the results. That was an ace tanker game for Centurion, so well done there. You got steel wall and all the other normal badges, including the arsonist one for setting fire to that DW2. Finished with 5 kills, just short of getting a Top Gun, and 1791 damage, 472 assisted. 170,000 credits, so we'll have a look at that later, and the experience of 11,000, which is from missions as well. Finished on top with experience, 1254 base experience, excellent result there. Next highest got 2464, so would have got the high caliber award there on the enemy team. The Type 234 did just under 2200. 25 shots, 20 hit, and 18 penetrated, so there's a good penetration result there. No premium rounds fired, so with all the income that he got, he made 165,000 credits. So excellent game there in the Panzer 5.4.